Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the marketing manager of Optimum Business, Kareem Bedueno.
Took me till now to even notice.
Hi, hello, welcome to We Are the Future. I'm Kareem Bedueno, a marketing manager at Optimum Business, and I'm so excited to have you here today. This event is part of Optimum Business We initiative that was created to support and to promote women in business. This event was created to inspire and to encourage you because you are the next generation of women entrepreneurs. By connecting next generation women business owners like yourselves with experienced mentors like April Harris, we have an amazing opportunity to not only share some sound advice, but also experience how much there is to gain from supporting each other. As a member of the chart-topping girl group Seduction, and now founder of the Keeping You Sweet baked goods company, April Harris is truly an inspiration, who feels that the best part of her success is sharing all she has learned with anyone who will listen. Women of Antec, please give a warm welcome to April Harris.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? Oh, you could do better than that. So on my way here, I had a layover in Dallas. And I went to get something to eat, and the person that was waiting on me, he noticed that I had an accent. To him, I had an accent. So he said, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "New Jersey." He said, "Oh." He said, "Well, where are you going?" I said, "Amarillo." He said, "Why are you going to Amarillo?" I said, "Why?" I said, "I'm going to Amtech, and I'm going to meet some young ladies, and I'm going to inspire them, and I am super happy to go." So thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I want to thank Optimum Business for bringing me out, and Bloom Media for making this a really comfortable travel for me and just making it a really good experience. So my name is April Harris, and I am the CEO of Keeping You Sweet. And Keeping You Sweet is an all-natural, always gluten-free baked goods company, and we focus on consumers with special dietary needs, whether it's vegan, whether you have some type of issue with egg or dairy. We are the company, the trusted brand that you can go to get your special dietary dessert. So I started this company shortly after my mom passed away. My mom transitioned in 2011. And one of the things that gave me peace was seeing her handwriting in her recipe books. I couldn't look at video, I couldn't look at photos, but I could, carry her books around, touch them, I would touch them. It was a really hard experience for me to no longer have her present with me. But when I would see her handwriting, because she owned a baked goods company as well, I never had any interest in being in the business. But as soon as she passed away, my interest in the entertainment industry was no longer. I was like, I just want to bake. So I took her coveted sweet potato pie recipe, and I remixed it into a sweet potato cheesecake recipe. And I started donating to local events. And at one event, it was to raise money for a charter school in Newark, New Jersey. They commissioned me to make 450 mini cakes, and I was thrilled. So my household thought I was out of my mind, that I was making cakes, because I had never done it before. I'd never baked before. And so they thought I needed counseling. And I thought, "You're having a cake intervention with me?" Really? And they were like, "Yeah, you're making too many cakes. It's a problem. We think something is wrong with you." So I said, okay. So I went to counseling. I had a little therapy. It was great. And guess what? I made more cake. So it didn't work. It worked to my benefit. And after that event, I had the organizer call me and she said, April, everybody's calling about this sweet potato cheesecake. Where are you gonna sell them? I was like, sell them? I don't have a store. I just make them because it makes me feel better, you know? And she said, well, I think you better get a store because I think you have a business. So I asked a friend of mine who's in the food business, I'm like, look, I got a business, my cakes are selling, people want them. What can I do with this? And he said, I have a contact that I think will work for you at Whole Foods. And I was like, Whole Foods? I didn't even think it was possible. So he gave me the contact. I reached out to them thinking that I would not receive a response. And within 15 minutes, they said, how many flavors do you have? I said, how many flavors? So I said 5. And they said, can you submit to the regional bakery team? And I thought, yes. So what I did, because I'm a perfectionist and I think I, know better than everybody else, I submitted 7 cakes, 7 flavors. And they thought that the 2 extra that I submitted that I didn't have on the list that I was submitting were horrible. So almost blew my chance by being a perfectionist, and that's one of the things that we'll talk about later. But after submitting the cakes, that was November of 2016. By March of 2017, they accepted me in as a vendor into their store. So that was a big deal for me because 1, I wasn't a baker. I was just baking to feel better. And 2, I wasn't prepared to be in a store, let alone Whole Foods. So I went about the business of doing everything that I could to learn what it is I needed to learn about having a product in store. And that was a big deal. I didn't know anything about nutritional panels, labels, packaging, how to scale my ingredients to be able to not just make a few cakes or a couple hundred cakes, but to make thousands of cakes. So after I did that, it was a lot for me to really now learn that I was going from being a singer and touring to now having to own a manufacturing facility, and that's what it ended up being. So in March of 2017, I went into 1 Whole Foods store, and within 5 weeks, they were asking me to do 10 more stores, which was, to me, I was like, how am I gonna do 10 stores? I just learned how to do 1 store. And so they gave me the 10 stores. I took it on because when you have an opportunity, you can't say no unless you absolutely can't do it, because opportunities don't come around that often. So I met the opportunity, and I went into the 10 stores, and then they asked me, can you do 25 stores? I was like, yes, I could do 25 stores. So I learned how to do 25 stores, moved into a larger facility, did the 25 stores. And so now we're about to go into a region, which is hundreds of stores, just from 1 store in 2017. So I really started this company out of just really, really pain. My heart was broken. I just really didn't think I could make it without my mom. She was everything to me. But that ended up putting me in Whole Foods, and now other retailers are calling, asking for the product because there's this huge demand for gluten-free and vegan. We do vegan also products. So I'm super excited to say that I'm one of very few women who are producers for Whole Foods Market, and even smaller African American who produce for Whole Foods Market. The other thing that I learned in coming into Whole Foods was to really get mentors. It was very important for me to have at least 3 mentors that I could go to when one was busy to get information about how do I grow this? Now where do I go for my panels? Where do I go when I need this ingredient to buy large ingredients? At the time, I was just going to the local store and buying ingredients. I needed to know where do I get, bulk ingredients and what suppliers I should use. So that was really a challenge for me, a challenge that I surmounted, and I really didn't think that, to be honest with you, after every delivery, I thought, how long is this gonna last? How long am I gonna be able to sustain this? And so now I'm just so grateful to have an opportunity to just still be able to be into stores. So, and what I want to do with you guys, I know you're really quiet and you're listening to me, but if there are any questions at any time, you can ask them. If that's okay with you. Is that okay with you? Very good. So, I want to go over with you some of the things, the lessons that I've learned, and some of the things that are important to me, and some things I also attached quotes to them so that you would be able to have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. So the first thing is, I want to know how many entrepreneurs we have here today. Future entrepreneurs? Over here, okay. So as an entrepreneur, what do you think is one of the first things you need to know about being an entrepreneur? What you want to do. Okay, so your inspiration. Okay, so is there anything that inspired you to want to be an entrepreneur? Animals. You love animals. Okay. So what problem are you solving? Because that's the most important thing about having a business. In order to raise funding, to be a part of incubators, accelerators, a lot of times the first question that you're asked is, what problem are you solving? And people, depending on what that is, you'll get a lot of assistance for your business. So what problem do you think you're solving?
We're DECA members, and this is my partner, Natalie, and I'm Cloud.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 16.
All right, 16.
So what we want to do in the future is provide animal feeds that have like what an animal exactly needs. Now if you go to a store and you look at what all the ingredients are,
Yay.
so when you go to a store and look at what all the ingredients are in, like, say, dog food, you'll see a bunch of different words that you have no idea what they mean.
Exactly.
So what we want to do is we want to provide information to consumers and pet owners,
It's
consumer and
okay.
pet owners who have no idea what they're buying and what they're giving to their animals.
Okay, that's great. So you're solving a problem, right? My problem that I'm solving is that there are a lot of people who have autoimmune disease, so we do no added sugar in our products, and also gluten-free, also vegan, and all we get from our customers is thank you for doing this. You finally made something that we could eat, that tastes good, and we know that when we eat it, we're not gonna have any problems afterwards. So the main thing you wanna do is solve a problem, and after that, one of the things that I am is I'm a perfectionist. So one of the things that I learned is that done is better than perfect. So for me, what I would do in the very beginning is I would look at everything that had been packaged, and if it didn't look perfect to me, I would unpackage it, redo it, and then repackage it again, which was a waste of time, and it also messed up our production deadlines. So I had to learn, okay, I have to be okay with this. I can't make this better because I'm thinking I'm making it better. I'm not. I'm actually messing up our business with that. And the last thing that I learned is that failure is a part of success. I have failed many times. I continue to fail. And I know in the future I'm gonna fail some more. But what I do is whenever something happens that is unexpected to me, or if I think that, okay, this didn't happen, the first thing that I do is accept it and move on. I keep it pushing. I don't dwell in it. I just say, okay, and if it's something that I could do to make it better, I try my best to do it better. But if I can't, that's it. Failed, didn't happen, let's go on to the next thing. And I think that that helps to make you, one, stronger as an entrepreneur, and two, waste of time. right? Because as an entrepreneur, you have so many things that you are responsible for and that you have to do. And if you're dwelling on things that can't be fixed, you're wasting time. So I want to go over 3 quotes with you guys. The first one is about solving a problem. And the quote is, all humans are entrepreneurs, not because they should start companies, but because the will to create is encoded in human DNA. And that is from the co-founder of LinkedIn. And I thought that was a great quote. Done is better than perfect. I use this one. Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. I think that says it all. And that's by Salvador Dali, and he is a Spanish artist. And failure is a part of success. Don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once. And that comes from the co-founder of Dropbox. And all of these are very successful folk who are billionaires who've done well. This one, though, is my favorite because it's by a woman. And it's by Estee Lauder, the billion-dollar cosmetic company, the owner of that, the founder of that. She said, I never dreamed of success. I worked for it. And that's my mantra. I love that. So I want to also talk to you about some really good books that I have read. And this person I actually met, his name is David Zilko, and the book is Irrational Persistence. And the reason why I love this book is because he talks about failing and how he went bankrupt 3 times, and how all the things, he details all the things that happened in his business. He owned a salsa company, and one of the things that he did was to save money. Instead of cutting onions fresh, they decided to cut them and freeze them, save money, save time, produce well. Customers hated it. Fail. That's a fail. So he filed bankruptcy 3 times, had lost everything. He ended up selling his company to Campbell for $210 million. So that's success. That's it. That book, you can go through it and find it's 90% fail, and then the 10% is win, but it's a big win. So this is a good read. If you guys get it on Amazon, I love it. I think it's great for an entrepreneur to have this book. For me, now, one of the things that I love that I can do to honor my mom is on the package of every product that I sell, I have a love note to her, and the love note is made by George's daughter. And for me, it was important to be able to have something that paid homage to her, because when I found out that I was going to be going into Whole Foods, I was actually in a Whole Foods shopping, and when I got the news, I got an email, I just wept. I fell to my knees and I said, it was the best news that I had in a long time. But what was important to me was that I'm a 20-year Whole Foods shopper as well. I had people in the aisles just came over to me and they were like, what's wrong, what's wrong? And I said, I just found out that I was gonna have a product in Whole Foods, and they just thought that was amazing. So they started dancing around. So for me, what makes it amazing is that when my mom passed away, I wanted everyone to know who she was. So in a way, I can do that by having this little love note to her made by George's daughter. It's on the barcode of every product that I have, and I love that. It's been one of the greatest things for me when I go into the store. It just continues to give me the peace that I need in missing her so much. She was my inspiration. And finally, this business has pivoted for me in so many different ways. And one of the ways is that not only do we have product in store, but we're also going to be going into retail malls. So we'll be able to offer vegan and gluten-free products, no added sugar products in malls. Our first one is going to be in Willowbrook Mall in Wayne, New Jersey. And I'm super excited about that and super proud of that. And I'm looking forward to hiring people from my community, which is one of the things that I love to do. I love this planet, so we always source eco-friendly and sustainable products. And I just feel like this is going to be probably the biggest success for the business, being able to go into 140 malls. So that's my story. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask questions. I am, again, super, 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 super thrilled to be here. I hope you guys find this valuable. It was definitely worth the trip for me to come to Amarillo, because when I looked at the fact that I had to connect and how many hours it was going to take to get here, I thought, oh my goodness. But once I got here, everyone here has been so kind to me and so friendly, from the Lyft drivers to the hotel. It's been an amazing experience. I hope that I inspire you. I hope that you have learned something here that you can take away. And I will also make myself available to you if you have any other questions outside of this. And once you start your businesses, how many of you plan to start your business in like the next 5 years? In the back, 1? How many of you want to be entrepreneurs? How many of you don't know what you want to be? How many of you are here because you're getting extra credit for your class? Oh, wow. So let me see what questions we have. Okay, Okay, so this question is good. Is pursuing business a fun field, and is being your own boss enjoyable? Okay, so I would say that's a 50-50. Like I said, one of the things that makes me proudest is that I can honor my mom, and that I'm making a living for myself, and that I can hire people in my community, and that I'm making a product that people really need. But I sometimes work 12 to 16 hours a day. I sometimes have to go back into production and help make cakes. And sometimes that's a lot. My day ends when I look at my bed and I pass out. That's how my day ends. So I guess that's the part of it that's not as enjoyable. I have to really look for ways to have self-care, because as a boss, as an entrepreneur, you forget about yourself. So I just learned how to take care of myself in this last little bit of time. Let me see. Okay, what were the steps you had to take to become as successful as you are? So I would say that I had to learn a lot. I had to listen a lot. I had mentors. I still have mentors. I go to people for advice who own companies that are worth millions of dollars, because that's what I aspire to have a multi-million-dollar company. I take advice from people who are in 6,000, 10,000 stores, because that's what I aspire to. I talk to people who own retail businesses that are doing extremely well, so I can learn how to do extremely well, learn their failure, because I think you always have to learn what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong so I don't go that route? So for me, that's the success of it. Okay, so let me go. Do I have kids? Okay. So I don't have any biological kids, but I have a step-grandson. And I have a niece and a nephew who thinks that I'm their mom. So, let me see. Advice to offer in order to have a successful business. Learn, learn, learn. Focus, focus, focus. And I would say the inspiration starts with you. So I'll ask this question. What inspires you? So how many of you know that there's something that you love to do that you will eventually make your business? That's better. So, is it entrepreneurial though? No, it's not. Okay. So the inspiration, and I'm going to add this in. We all know what we want to do, right? We all know what makes our heart beat extra heavy when we're doing it. We know what we would do if no one paid us. That's your passion. That's your passion. And when you realize that, that's what you go after. And that's what you spend your time doing. Because if you do anything else, it's a waste. We're all here and meant to do the things that ignite our heart. Everybody agree? And as young ladies, I have to tell you, this is your time. This is the best time ever, I think, to be female. Because all the opportunities that I didn't have, that my mom didn't have, that her mother didn't have, you guys have all at your fingertips. So it's a great time to tap into anything that you want to be. You have social media, you have technology. It's the greatest time ever to take advantage of whatever it is that you want to do. Is starting off a business hard? Absolutely. So I don't even have to go into that. Yes. How did I go about my marketing? So marketing is still an issue for me. I think when you're in the store, it's easier because they're marketing for you. So your product becomes a part of their marketing. As we go into malls, that's going to be a little bit harder for us to do marketing there. So we're actually having marketing talks now, branding talks now. I'm in talks with a branding strategist. He has a PR person underneath him. So I'll be doing interviews and stuff on national TV about this product and you know, making it a trusted brand for consumers with special dietary needs and for anybody else, because it's real good. Like, it's delicious. Our desserts are amazing. So anybody would love it. And what people are saying to me now is, instead of getting a separate cake for the vegan, they just get one cake, don't tell everybody else it's vegan, and then everybody eats it. So that's the new thing that I'm hearing from my customers. What are tips for growing a company? I say the same thing. You have to watch your competitors and see what they're doing so you're not duplicating something that's already in the market. If you have something that is unique, that has unique value proposition, I think you run with that, because once you get it out into the market, everybody's gonna copy. They're gonna copy you right away. So I think that's one of the things that you have to understand. What makes my product unique? And then how do I get that out, share it with the world, and make sure, again, you're solving a problem and that it's a consumer need. You guys have a lot of questions. You're quiet, but you have a lot of questions. What inspired you to become an entrepreneur? I've always been an entrepreneur. I was an artist in the early 90s. I was in a girl group called Seduction. We had 4 top 10 singles. My bandmate is she is a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. We've all done things in TV and radio, film, music. And as an artist, a recording artist, you always are your own brand, so you own that. I still tour, I still perform. It's 35 years. I'm old, yes, calculated. I'm your grandma, but I'm able to still work, and I like that. That's one thing that I have always loved to do, and I love speaking as well. Okay, wait. Is there anything that has positively affected you being a woman in business? This. My being able to share what I learned, again, with anyone who will listen. If you're wanting to start your own business, there are certain things that you have to lend yourself to, and one of them is education. You have to educate yourself about what it is, business in general, and then specifically the field or the area that you're going in. You have to just know that. How were you able to finance your business at the start? Very important question. Okay, so for me, I had a nice savings, and I had, I was married, and our household was good. So I took that and I used it on the business to do everything. I spent it on everything. So at some point, the money ran out. And that's what happens when you're in a business. As you not grow, but scale, because scale, people say your business growing, but really investors want to know, how did you scale your business, or how you're going to continue to scale it, meaning it's going to cost you the same to make the product as you continue to add more or produce more. So for me, I joined an accelerator called 1863 Ventures, and 1863 Ventures has funded me a few $100,000 in my business. The great thing about my business is that we were profitable early, so we were able to use the profits, but now that we're gonna be going into malls and stuff like that, we're gonna need more money, so I'm gonna be looking to raise a lot more money. So that's how I financed it. Oh my goodness, all these questions. Okay, how much of a production effect is needed to get your products on shelves? I don't understand that. I'm gonna go to the next one. What steps did you take at the beginning of your career that have helped you succeed? Again, I learn. Again, I listen. Again, I think it's important to always, you gotta stay learning. That's important, you know. And I also had a great mom, great dad too, but I wanna say your parents are really, I know you don't wanna hear this, and it's not popular, but your parents are your best asset. Because they kind of know what's next and what you're going to encounter. So if you take the time to listen to them and respect what they have to say, and I'm not saying this because, you know, I'm pro-parent. I'm saying this because it's true. If I listened to half of the stuff my mother told me, I probably would be a billionaire now. So I just think that that's important, and that's one of your best assets. What's my favorite thing to do about Amarillo so far? That's cute. So my favorite thing about Amarillo so far are the people. Everyone is kind, everyone is nice. Everyone wanted to chat, talk, learn about me, explain themselves to me, maybe a little too much, but they told me about themselves. And that's what the things that I would come back here just for that alone. So, and the hotel, Embassy Suites, nice. And last night we had some really good food. I forget, what was the name of the restaurant? You don't remember? Okay. Well, the food was good too. So you have that good food, good people. I don't know about the music. I haven't heard the music yet. But those are the three things that make a party: food, people, and music. So if the music is good, I'm coming back. And you guys tell me where the party's at, and I'll be here in Amarillo. Thank you. So wait a minute. So how many questions am I answering? Okay, I'll keep going. Is the keeping in your logo your mother's handwriting? Just curious. Oh. So no, it's not, but that's nice. It's not, and also I don't even know where Keeping You Sweet came from. People ask me, how did you come up with the name? I'm like, I still don't know. I don't know how. Just one day I was like, Keeping You Sweet. It didn't come from any inspiration or anything. At first I was gonna call it George's Daughter, but there's so many named daughters companies, so I decided not to go with that. But Keeping You Sweet, people like it, they remember it. Or they'll say, keeping it sweet. So I may have to trademark that too. What's the hardest thing about running a pastry business? Labor intensive. Pastry business is very labor intensive. And people don't want to work, so they come, you know, so many people quit on me. They'll come work, and they come the next day, and they're like, is it gonna be 12 hours every day? I'm like, it's 12 to 16, just come. If you don't want to work that much, you can leave at, you know, after 8 hours. And they don't come back. So I've had really good employees and really not so good employees. So it's really hard. I think it's just, people think, especially initially I was hiring candidates from culinary schools. So when they come in, they kind of have this Food Network mentality, like, you know, I'm gonna make my best dessert, and then everybody gonna know it's me, and then I'm gonna go home. And that's just not the reality when it comes to a food business. It's a really hard business. If you could go back, is there anything you do differently? Yes, that's a yes. What I would do differently is I would hire a team right away. It took me about a year to get a great team. And when I say team, I mean production team, manufacturing, an assistant, marketing, social media manager, all of that I would have done up front, because that has been a challenge ongoing. But I think if you have a good team, you move forward faster, if you can afford it. Sometimes it's hard to be able to afford that. How much competition do I have? Right now, I can honestly say on a national level, we make a vegan, gluten-free, no added sugar cheesecake in 10 flavors, and right now we're the only company that does that. So nobody start one, because we're right now we're the only company that does that. So, and my other competitors are Daya. People say, I'm not gonna say, but people, you know, Daya has been out for years as the leader in vegan cheesecake. So they, you know, I don't know about them. How many people work for you? Right now I have 10 employees, and by this time next year, it needs to be 20 to 25. Do you take a business class? Did I take a business class in high school? No. Because when I was in high school, you know, back when the rainbow was black and white, there were no business classes in high school. So no, I didn't. What do you think of Amtech? Okay. So here's what I think. I think that I hope that you guys are taking this place very seriously, because this is a blessing. Like, I'm sure kids all over the world would love to come here. I walk around and it's just amazing. It's like, I don't know, like, it's like high school heaven. You know, you have opportunity here. And it's hard from what I understand from high school students, that other high school students that I've talked to, that you don't get this. So I would say take advantage of every opportunity here, and, you know, even talks like this where you can learn from other entrepreneurs, or you can learn just about another business. I think it's very valuable. Is keeping it sweet, okay, keeping you sweet, only in New Jersey? Also, do you have a website? Yes, website, keepingyouSweet.com, and we ship all over the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii. And we will be a national brand in probably within the next 2 years. We'll be in 140 malls throughout the United States. Did you ever get hate for wanting to start because of the fact that you're a woman? And if you did, how did you handle? Whose question is this? Did you ever get hate? Nobody? Absolutely, absolutely. The food business is a man's business. They don't want no women in that business. And I shouldn't say that. Let me say that. I don't want to get in trouble. But it is a man's business. It's dominated by men. And I think the percentage of women that make, it's low. It's like 15% that produce and manufacture. And I've gone into a business, to a distributor meeting, wanting them to distribute my product to other stores. And it was obvious that they didn't want to deal with me. And I believe it was because I was a woman. So when I have those meetings now, I have a business development person. He's my resident male. So I sent him out. I sent him out for all that kind of work when I know I'm going to be challenged. And most of the challenges come based on the fact that I'm a woman. So yeah, yes, hate, whoever asked me that question. Do you plan to expand to Amarillo anytime soon? I'm a total foodie with dietary restrictions. It is my hope. It is my hope. And now that I've been here, trust me, I'm going to be pushing Amarillo hard. I like it here. Is entrepreneurship for everyone? No. That would be a no. And the reason why is because entrepreneurs are built different. There is no such thing as can't, don't, won't, stop. Everything is go, 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 go. It consumes you. You have to want to do this even when you're tired. You have to want to do this even when it hurts. You can't stop. And for me, I tried to stop once. I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too hard, too many stores, can't keep employees. It's driving me crazy. And then I'll share this with you. I dreamed, my mom came to me in a dream. And in the dream, I was in my production facility and I went out to use the restroom. When I came back in from the restroom, it wasn't my production facility. It was this huge manufacturing plant, and it was an assembly line of people putting cakes in boxes. And in the middle, I saw my mother, and I went over to her. I said, Mom, what are you doing here? And she said, oh, sweetie, I came to see you, because she called me sweetie. And I said, okay. I said, well, how long are you going to be here? And she said, I'm always here. And when I woke up from that dream, I knew that this business is more than just, it came to me to give me peace. So a lot of times people who learn the business and who are food experts and people who've been in the food industry for a long time, they say to me, April, you don't start with Whole Foods. Whole Foods is what most people aspire to. So you starting at Whole Foods means that this company is gonna go far. And so I took that. Ever since then, I never quit again. I just go with it. Okay, whatever's going wrong, I try to fix it. If I can't fix it, again, I keep it pushing. That's just what it is. What would you say to your younger self if you knew how successful you would be today? I probably would have stopped eating meat earlier. I think that when I am truly vegan, when I'm not eating meat, that's when I have the most energy and I feel the best. So I think I would have taken, in my 20s and 30s, probably would have taken a little bit better care of myself, especially because I want to live to be 100 or more. So that's it. So thank you for your questions. Those were great. I wasn't expecting to get that many questions. That was awesome. So, woo, I got a woo? Did I get a woo? That's nice. Okay, so now, you guys, we have a blogging contest. And this is brought on by Optimum Business. And they want you to enter this contest with a 500-word blog. And let's talk about what you'll win first. So if you win, the grand prize is an iPhone 14, a mono iVlogger kit, 4 tickets to the Amarillo Symphony, and being featured in a multi-platform social campaign, and having your winning article posted on the Optimum Business blog. So those are good prizes, right? Would you say? Yeah. So what you have to do to be in the contest is you have to write a blog basically saying, what is your inspiration for becoming an entrepreneur? So, but you guys, when I asked how many people in here want to be entrepreneurs, we only had how many hands? Did I inspire anyone else to want to be an entrepreneur? We have more hands? A few more hands. That's good. The other question is, what new or better solution can your future business provide, and how can technology support this? And the third question is, how can your business and leadership contribute to a better tomorrow for your community and for the world? Now, you guys, did you receive brochures when you came in? Okay, so on the way out, you're gonna get a brochure. It's gonna have a QR code on it. You scan the code. Am I saying this right? You scan the code, and when you scan the code, you go to the blog site, the site where you submit your blog, and you answer those 3 questions, right? Okay, good. So are there any more questions? Did I help anybody here today? Did I inspire anyone here today? Can you guys, before I leave, because I believe this is your time, and for whatever you want to do, not just for entrepreneurship, just being a woman, it's your time. So if you could just say with me, just real loud, because I like loud. Repeat after me. It's something simple. This is my time. So you think we could all do that? I'm going to count to 3, and I want the rafters to be moving. Is that okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Boo! Okay, come on. Look alive. Okay, I'm gonna count again. I'm gonna give you 3, and I want to yell it, because you gotta believe this. It's true. I believe it. I believe it for you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay! Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for having me. You inspire me.
Thank you so much, April, for that inspiring conversation, and thank you to all of you for joining us here today. On behalf of us at All Optimum Business, we're so grateful for your participation, and we are committed to continue our support for the educational institutions here in Texas by providing connectivity and solutions and services. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.